Hi, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper, and we are finishing up the job in Trumbull, Connecticut, where we started showing you on the first, I think, 4 videos of the manila hemp grass cloth behind the plastic. This video is to show you, especially the homeowners, the professionals have their way of covering everything, and I want to show you the way we do it at Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. So oftentimes you'll do an accent wall, and then the customer will say, hey, can you fix the ceiling or paint the ceiling? Or the ceiling paint is old, I'd like to spruce that up too. But the other walls are intact and everything's going to remain the same. So that's a challenge. Painting a ceiling without painting the walls is a particular challenge because you're really cutting unnaturally against the ceiling where it meets the walls instead of the opposite, whereas you paint the ceiling first and then you're cutting the walls up against the ceiling, which is a much more natural position of your body, and it's a lot less painful, physically speaking anyway. But nonetheless, you do have requests to paint ceilings without doing anything to the walls. And so what you're looking at is a drapery of 11 foot plastic that comes in the painter's plastic boxes. Okay, if I could find the box, I'd show it to you. They sell them everywhere. Lowe's, Home Depot, your Benjamin Moore paint stores, and Sherwin-Williams. But you have to get the one that says 11 feet. If you get the one that says 9, you'll fall short at the bottom and it'll only go up to the woodwork, depending on how long your walls are. So you want to get the whole thing. I want to show you the box that it comes from, just so you know. Now, I told you, I got this from Sherwin-Williams. And so you see where it says, okay, it's 12 feet. You can see the numbers there at the bottom. And it's worth it. You want to get the longer one so that it drapes onto the floor. You see the extra plastic here? Okay, so that's not only covering my walls, it's also affording me the extra coverage on the floor, just in case. And so what we do first is, I ran a layer of tape up against the wall. Now, this paint has been on there for a while, so we don't want to run the risk of taking it off, okay? It's old paint. So I ran frog tape, the yellow one, as I embedded that into the wall all around. And then what I did after that, takes 2 people, you go around and you drape the plastic up against the yellow tape with new tape. And that is the Sherwin-Williams masking tape. You can use 1 inch. I happen to use 1.5 inches. Would you just throw me that tape right there? That other one, the thicker one, thanks. So this is the tape that I use to put over the yellow tape. But under this goes the plastic. So you have 2 layers of tape at the top. Your first layer is to protect the paint from getting on the wall, especially the grass cloth, okay? So I don't want to use extra tacky tape up there. I used the better tape that doesn't have a lot of tack to it. The problem with that is you only have a certain amount of time for it to stay up and stay adhered to the grass cloth. And this is the yellow tape that I'm talking about, okay? This is your frog tape. This went around the whole perimeter, the first coat. The second coat, I put regular masking tape, drape the plastic to the yellow tape with this, because this is the more aggressive tape. I'd rather have this on the yellow tape rather than have this on the wall all around. You understand why? It could wind up pulling off the tape, the paint, I mean. So there you have it. And so, of course, we're going to go around the floor and protect the floor with construction paper. And that is just your basic brown paper that comes in rolls of 36-inch wide. And it's just, that's what it's called. It's called construction paper. You might hear it referred to as resin paper, or the rosin paper. That is actually reddish. But this is the one I'll just show it to you. This is the paper that I'm going to go around now and put around on the floor. Okay? And it comes in 3-foot rolls. And there you have it. You definitely want to use the plastic. Why do we use the plastic all around? We're going to be using an 18-inch roller to roll the paint. Why? So that we have less lap marks on the ceiling, less lap marks to deal with. We won't have any lap marks when it dries, but using an 18-inch roller certainly makes the job go quicker. It's a little heavier on the arms, but it's better when you're doing high volume painting, as long as you're familiar with how to roll paint, okay? And so let me just show you the roller. This is not your average roller. This is double the size of the average roller that you would use to do this job. Now, not to be cheap, but let's just say you ran out of a paint. Let me show you a little trick that painters do. I will admit that I sometimes do this. So we have an 18-inch roller pan, okay? But we had a couple of different colors that we were using. And so what I did was, since I didn't want to run back to the store and get another 18-inch roller pan, which happens to be about $4, but it's not about the money. It's the time that it takes to get back to the store. You can create a paint liner by simply using a garbage bag. And you can do it, you still get the traction because the roller will rub up against these traction marks in the roller pan, but it won't take any of the residue of the old paint that may get into, by chipping off, the ceiling paint that we're rolling on. So we put a plastic bag around it, but if you're going to do this, tie the bag, because after rolling a few times, you'll see that the bag comes loose, and then you get the paint going into the roller pan, which defeats the whole purpose of using it. So there you have it. This is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper, and this is how you protect your walls when you're only painting your ceiling, okay? We decided to take the hi-hats, all of those spring-loaded can covers off of the ceiling so that we would have an uninterrupted flow of the roller. You can imagine how easy it is to roll your ceiling out without having to deal with the obstacles of these can covers. It's better if you take them off. If you do, I suggest that you number them 1 through whatever. However, if you have 10 of them, make sure you put number 1 back where number 1 goes. You will be surprised that if you put them in the wrong order, some of them may not fit. And why is that? Not every circular hole cut out in the sheetrock ceiling is exactly the same. So where 1 fits in 1, it may not fit in 2, and vice versa. Thanks for watching. Click on like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.